Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to tonight's performance. My name is Marissa Weller. I am the Director of Orchestras here at Oxford High School, and we welcome you to our final performance of the year, our spring concert, as well as our final hurrah for our senior class of 2024. It's hard to believe that the year is already over. I feel like we're still just getting started because our classes have been so enjoyable and we've had so much fun as ensembles throughout the year. I don't want them to end. So that just is a testament to your students and how much fun and the environment that they create within the classroom. So tonight you're going to hear performances from 3 ensembles at the high school. We're going to start with the Chamber Orchestra. They're the first ones that rehearse throughout the day. They start at 6:45 a.m. 4 days a week. So you might say they love music a little bit. And tonight they're going to be performing a piece that is considered kind of standard repertoire for the chamber orchestra. The Holberg Suite was written for this setting of just strings, which is kind of rare, and I'm really excited. I told them there's so many pieces in the string repertoire that I feel like you just have to play if you're a string player, and this is one of them. So you'll hear it's comprised of a couple different movements, so we'll take a slight pause and we'll kind of change styles in between movements, so you'll hear those different contrasts. Typical classical musical etiquette is that you hold your applause until the final Holberg Suite is finished at the very end, and you'll know exactly when it is, I promise. So we hope that you enjoy the Chamber Orchestra's performance of the Holberg Suite. our concert orchestra. The concert orchestra is comprised of mostly underclassmen, but we do have some upperclassmen. One person I want to recognize in particular is Kate Schweitzer. You saw her as a concertmaster with Chamber Orchestra. And she is actually in concert orchestra doing an independent study because she is going to major in music next year and want a little extra practice and insight into what the world of teaching music looks like. So Kate has been assisting in this class, taking students out and doing small group sectionals or individual lessons to help support this group. So I want to thank Kate for doing that. We also have some last minute symphony players who are filling in due to absences and things like that. So thanks to them. And so this concert orchestra has been really fun this year because I've been able to do things with them that I've never been able to do with another concert orchestra. So you'll see this concept called shifting, where basically you'll see their left hand gliding up and down the fingerboard instead of staying in one spot. That's one new thing that we can introduce as soon as they get some more of those advanced technique skills. You'll see them using a lot of vibrato where they're actually vibrating the string with their fingers. So a lot of that adds to the sound quality and allows us to pick more challenging music. So what you're going to hear tonight is 3 very different pieces that kind of take you on a little adventure. The first piece is called Swashbuckler's Saga, and I think you'll feel like you're right on the ocean. You'll hear kind of that lilt that you're used to. And then the second piece we'll be performing is called Blue Rhythmico. And this is one of those staple orchestra pieces for the high school orchestra. You'll see them, it kind of has a jazzy feel, and they do this thing called a slide, where they put their finger down and they actually slide it down the string to make kind of like an alarm sounding type thing. It's really cool, and it's a different effect, again, we can do because they have the technique to do it. And then the last piece that they'll be playing, they begged me and said, Mrs. Waller, we have to play this. And I was like, I don't know, guys, it's going to be a stretch. I think there's going to be things that we're going to have to work on. There's some really complex rhythm in here. There's some different tempos and transitions that are going to take some practice, and they did it. Like, I almost gave the piece to Symphony Orchestra, and they said, Mrs. Waller, we will work hard, we will do it. And so they are performing a medley of music from Pixar movies. So see what you recognize. There's music from Cars, Finding Nemo, Up, Toy Story, Ratatouille. So you'll hear some different transitions throughout that, and I think you'll enjoy their performance. Welcome the concert orchestra to the stage. All right, so this is our symphony orchestra. This is one of our largest groups, and they are an auditioned group as well as chamber orchestra. They rehearse during the day, and many of these students have been in orchestra since 4th, 5th, 6th grade. So if you see students who are not in black tonight, they are our senior class of 2024. They get to celebrate by standing out and not having to wear concert black tonight. So you'll see a lot of that in this group because it's mostly upperclassmen. So tonight they're going to play a total of 3 pieces. After the second piece, we're going to take a little break and acknowledge the senior class. So the first piece they'll be playing is called The Odyssey, and it takes you on an adventure. I think you'll hear there's a lot of different effects that they use. One of them is where they actually use the stick of their bow to hit the strings instead of using the horsehair. The other thing they'll do is they'll play what are called harmonics, which is where they're actually not fully pressing down the string and they're actually getting a note that's higher than what can be made by the natural sound of the string. So that will be the Odyssey. And then the second piece that they will be playing is absolutely fantastic and one of my go-tos. It's called the Gaelic Overture, and that's just a big celebration. You'll hear a lot of Irish jig style in there. Again, with lots of effects, they'll be thumping their instruments, they'll be stomping on the floor to give that really celebration feel for our senior class. The final piece we'll close with is called the Emerald Falcon, and that one was actually written for Birmingham Schools right down the road when their orchestra director retired, and it features Kate Schweitzer as our soloist. So we hope you enjoy the Symphony Orchestra program. So at this time, we are going to honor our senior class of 2024. These students, like I said, have been in orchestra pretty much most of their school career. They have all worked tirelessly to not only improve the craft of their instrument, but also balance that with their academics along with other sports and events that they do outside of school and outside of orchestra. And I know that they have many decisions to make in the scheduling process and in their life decisions on what they want to spend their time and where they value their time. So I appreciate that music has stayed a part of their life for this amount of time, and I hope it continues on past high school. So we are going to acknowledge them individually first. You're welcome to applaud, and as we're acknowledging them, you will see a slideshow up above that kind of gives you some insight into these students, how long they've been in orchestra, what their favorite orchestra piece has been over the years that they've played, and there's been a lot of options, trust me. And then finally, they'll tell you a little bit about what they're planning to do with their lives after high school. And one of the things that I really, really appreciate about working here and being with these students is that we have so many students that are going in so many different directions, so many different places across the country, some across the world sometimes, but they always, always, always are connected through this magical thing of music. So as we acknowledge these students, please give them the applause that they deserve. They will be receiving a certificate from Mr. Brezhny and I, a flower to congratulate them, and then of course we have to acknowledge them with a Hershey's Symphony Bar. So we'll get going here. I have some helpers to help me with this part. First one is Christopher Baxey. Nicholas Beveridge. Isabella Diaz-Vela. Dee Dee Hernandez. Kira Mason, Keegan McDonough, Liam Pearson, Dakota Samborski, Kate Schweitzer, and last but not least, Luciana Marie Zanarici. Let's hear it for our class of 2024. Okay, seniors, you can have a seat. And then I'm going to give out some awards for some outstanding seniors who have just shown true commitment, dedication, and just gone above and beyond with their commitment to orchestra over their years. So the first award that I'm going to be giving out is the MSBOA Scholar Instrumentalist Award. This award is given to a student by the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association as a student that balances their extracurricular of orchestra and also their academics very well. It was a hard pick because this graduating class, I took the tally, and their current average GPA was a 3.77, which I think is amazing. And many of those, I think at least 3 or 4 were above a 4 point. So you can see how well these students do and successfully manage everything. So this student has gone really above and beyond. They've participated not only in the standard orchestral duties, they also have done solo and ensemble and gone and get individual and ensemble critiques. They participated as a member of our pit orchestra, and then most recently he went above and beyond by creating for our next class of students and leaving his legacy, the Tri-M Music National Honor Society. So this year I am honored to present the Scholar Instrumentalist Award to Keegan McDonough. The next award that I'm going to give was established a few years ago when we had a piece commissioned for the Oxford Orchestras. We decided as a class to title it The Eternal Light, and many of these students were part of that commission from the senior class. And so the Eternal Light Award was established here at Oxford. It's only an award that an Oxford Orchestra student can get. The piece was titled by the professor and department chair of music education at the University of Michigan, Michael Hopkins. And so this award is really based on the title of a student that brings light and joy and just happiness into the classroom every day with our students. Everybody gets a smile when they see the student and when they have things to say during class. So I'm excited to give this year's Eternal Light Award to Nicholas Beveridge. The Director's Award is given to a student chosen by the director for somebody that has just proven their dedication and commitment not only to their musical studies, but also to the Oxford Orchestras as a whole. This year's student is no exception. She works tirelessly to refine her craft of music. She's taken multiple music classes at Oxford High School in different areas, piano, guitar, choir, all these different things. And I'm so excited to hear that she's continuing her path in music. She'll actually be moving to Tennessee to take some sound studies. So this year's Director Award goes to Kira Mason. And last but not least is the National School Orchestra Award. This is considered the highest award that a director can give an orchestra student in high school. And it's someone that is committed to not only refining their music to the highest level possible, but also setting a great example for their peers, coming into class every day ready to work, and just keep a positive mindset. And so this year's candidate is no exception. She has been a part of every high school ensemble orchestra here at Oxford. She has been a part of the marching band. She has worked in the choirs and in the piano classes. And she just continues to improve, and excel, and we're so excited that she's going to be continuing her musical studies at Oakland University, so she'll be close studying music performance and music education. So this year's National School Orchestra Award winner is Miss Kate Schweitzer. One more time, let's give it up to our senior class. I've been told I have to hand her my builder, but I have no idea what for, so whatever happens, I did not endorse it.
You don't need the mic. If you just demonstrate, just stay here and watch. Just wait here. Like you say, you should actually say like this more like here. You can no, a little more. Yeah, like just farther. Wait, just wait. Stop. Watch. Don't turn around. Just watch. Watch. So this is important. Watch. Hype crew.
That is our hype clear. So we're excited. We're going to close the concert with the Emerald Falcon featuring our National School Orchestra Award winner, Kate Schweitzer. And we hope you enjoyed tonight's concert. Thank you to the PAC staff for making sure that we have this beautiful facility and a live stream so we can share with your family and friends. Thank you always to my middle school colleague, James Brezhny, who sets me up for success here at the high school. And thank you to all the senior parents. Thank you to all the parents in general for driving, for getting their kids to and fro, for making sure that they're here at 6:45 a.m. And we appreciate everything that you do. So we're excited. The last performance of this year for Symphony Orchestra is at commencement. So if you have a student who's in symphony, stay tuned for information about that. And then if you didn't see in the lobby, we're going to change things up a little bit and do our string camp next year before school starts. I'm hoping that this will give us a little more opportunity to get some more students and also just to be able to have a little bit more fun while the weather is warm. So if you didn't check that out, look in the lobby. There's some information about how you can register and when those dates are. So we hope you enjoy the Emerald Falcon. Thank you so much for coming tonight. so much.